Oh, hey guys. Oh, I got a new guy, and he's. You know what you pay for? But so this friggin' Caprice has been a nightmare. So I farmed the job out. Man, this when DD Speed Shop makes it big, you hire a guy. Now he's worth every penny I'm paying him, which isn't a whole lot. Now, when we left this thing, it was running poorly. So we did a lot of diagnosing. I've lost interest in it, clearly. I was ready to put a regulator, a distributor, and a carburetor on it. And I think that's why Mur has stepped in. It is doing the same thing where at high idles, when it goes back down, it dies. So we did all sorts of fault tracing, playing with the IAC, the throttle position sensor, throttle body on and off, fuel pressure, played with timing, all sorts of stuff, changed the module in the distributor. I gambled, bought a computer for it. That didn't work. So I'm kind of like $300 worth of just wasted parts on this thing. That's why I'm kind of like over it. Anyways, I think, well, Mur came over today while I was at day job and worked on it for a few hours. It was actually fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. And,
Mur, you need a hobby.
I know. So what's kind of happening here, it seems as though the second it kind of goes below that 1,000 RPM, the spark becomes erratic and it just dies, right? Basically.
That's it. Yeah.
And so we were playing with it just with the test light out and stuff. And ultimately, I think what well, there's been a bunch of miscellaneous fixes, but the current one that he's doing is going to pull the distributor out, and there's a little kind of reluctory wheel thing inside which tells it obviously where to shoot spark to, and you can rebuild that or change that in the distributor. But of course, to do that, distributor has to come out, everything has to come out the bottom, change that, and put it all back together, and then put it back in. So if that's the case, it'd be a bonus. I can't lose, because I think I'm into it for $28 or whatever the cost is, and Mur's time. So luckily, retired folk who have nothing better to do than this. So we're just going to yank the distributor. We might come back and just kind of show what you're doing. It's all apart. Don't forget to get me.
Yeah, well, it's a roll of the dice, but I have the timing light hooked up, so when it starts to die, the timing light intermittent, then goes down, and then when you go to crank it, we have crank, 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 no timing light operation, and then all of a sudden the lights start to work and it starts. So it's definitely an ignition problem. So since you changed the module already, the next little piece is the coil. So,
and this car was like brand new when he was working on cars, so it's basically like I basically just gave him a time machine.
Yeah, that's right. And here
he feels young again. Now hurry up, back to work for the customer. It's Friday afternoon. I want to go out cruising.
Yeah, right. Pick up chicks.
All right, we'll check on Mur in a little bit. You know how you know Mur was here? Schematics. I don't use these. Okay, so now we're gonna bump it over so we can just drop the distributor in into the same place.
Again, 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 again. Whoa, too far. Okay, again.
We're getting close.
Again. Okay, a couple of little ones. Okay, another one. One more little one. Oh, went back, so another little one. Oh, one more. One more. Ah, pretty close.
Lots of timing anyways. I'm not gonna lie, I did just randomly play with that and put more timing in it when I...
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, did you do, there's supposed to be a thing you unplug or something to do that.
I couldn't find any of that.
Oh.
But it had, when it was running, it had 20 degrees all in or something like that.
Yeah.
So I thought it was fine.
I'd like to just bump that back a bit. If we can find some sort of wrench and socket. Where's my tools? Here.
Have you checked the floor?
Well, I don't think you have the socket for the
socket sits right there.
What's that? Socket
Sits on the ground right there. I work out of a socket set now. I work like I'm on the road.
I see. Okay.
And then all the ratchets are on the side. You shouldn't leave a creeper lying on the ground. Someone could trip her.
Yeah.
Shop teacher 101 shit right there.
Yeah.
So, don't step on anything here, doll face. We took this distributor apart Mur's gone. And this is the spinny piece. And there's supposed to be like little teeth on this, and they've all ended up in there when we took it all apart. So I don't know what happened. I actually can't believe it ran at all, because this generally broken pieces in the distributor, not good. Unfortunately, I am kind of obsessed with AC Delco stuff. The AC Delco distributor is $450. I am not prepared to spend that. Amazon had a Cardone one for 118 or something, so we'll get that, and then we'll put the factory module maybe on the other one, because that's a genuine AC Delco one, and hopefully it'll all just kind of fit together, and we'll try that. So we're at a bit of a standstill for now, until obviously we get the distributor, plunk it in there, and see if it makes a difference. We're really running out of pieces to check and change here, but broken parts is a good sign. I mean, it's terrible, but it is a good sign. This was all covered. It had like a little shield and all that. So like, I can't imagine how anything would even break off in there, but clearly it's bust. So we'll see you in a couple days. Distributor will be here Saturday. New day. It's 2 or 3 days later. Obviously we're waiting on parts. You guys have given me all sorts of ideas in the comment section. I do a comment section, which I do appreciate. I think we did another video. I don't know how these are coming out, but done a bunch of suspension, exhaust, brakes, all sorts of stuff there. Anyway, the Amazon man literally minutes ago dropped off a distributor. Now it's not an AC Delco, it's a Cardone, which whatever. AC Delco was $450. This one was $120 or something like that. So we'll try. Now, as you recall, I guess I don't need to tell you guys, it was minutes ago for you, but days ago for me. This one was all gibbled up. I think what I am going to do though is put the factory module in this one, because it's a genuine GM, and we'll toss this one in the glove box or something like that. Mur's going to come over. He's marked it all to help me with the timing. So, and he honestly, you know, you got to support the seniors, these old guys. You got to keep the brains moving. So if you have an old guy in your life, give him a task, a Sudoku or something like that, you know, Jenga. You got to keep the brain young. Anyway, he's going to come over. It's just killing him. He wants to know if this thing is going to be fixed or not, because, well, he's just like me. It's very frustrating. So I'm going to clean up just a little bit, kind of screw around, and we'll drop this thing in. Yeah, one thing, a few of you guys did say there should be some sort of grease to go between the two and stuff, so I will take that apart, make sure it's greased. Actually, I went and got a little tube, so I'll do that on the old one onto the new one. That's kind of funny. I do think the 30-year-old part is probably better than this brand new one, but hey, what can I say? We got 3 of them now. We got spares. You know what the worst part about electrical? The hardware, the parts store here, doesn't matter if it was used once or not at all. The second it walks out the store, cannot be returned. So wasted money, but we're doing okay. If this fixes the problem, really who cares? If it doesn't fix the problem, slash cut, car's on fire.
Oh.
So Mur, the only time he was on time in his life is because this is clearly driving him nuts. 5 minutes meant 5 minutes, and I will timestamp, believe you. So while he was coming over, I took the cap off the distributor. I put in the old module, the GM module in, which Mur thinks I'm crazy, but I'm a firm believer in old stuff's better than new. I used some of this fancy grease that came with it, or whatever it is, for the contacts.
Heat grease.
Heat grease. A few people, some of you guys in the comments said if you don't do that, it'll burn that thing up. So that's that, all in nice new shape. And now, when you spin this, you can feel each kind of click, like as it hits the magnet. Tuk, 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 tuk. Whereas the old one, which is garbage now, you could not. So Mur, mark this cap. I assume that's number 1 is what you did. Mm-hmm. So, oh, look at that, you wrote everything on it. Mm-hmm. Good for you. So we'll put the distributor in. Well, I'll set the camera up and we'll kind of make it all happen. But new rotor, new cap, new, and you know, used that. But it ran the best with this module. So we're hoping this is going to fix the problem. Because if not, I think we're pushing her in the creek. So, what a nightmare. But this is all done. It'd be nice to make it run. Look at these lights, where I said in the last one, that one completely caught fire with a torch and still works. I'm a believer.
It was a little worse for wear.
Still charged up today. I'll get the stand and we'll start putting her together. Merv's trying to jump ahead here. Sorry, you guys. I guess he just doesn't care about you like I do. There's no metal. So you're gonna dump it in. Now what we did, instead of setting like brand new timing, top dead center and all that, we just marked where the rotor was when it came right out, which in theory, it should be meshed with the oil pump drive and everything all together. So we should put it back in exactly the way it is. And there's not really any adjustment in this because that little module, I guess, advances and pulls the time back, eh? So put it in, tighten it up,
The light?
and we're done. Sorry, old man. And do you want your light headband? It works slick, that thing. I'm using the crap out of it. Are you a tooth out?
Looks it's not a tooth out. It's got to be in the ballpark because the next one is
It's too far?
Is too far, so we might have to do some sort of an adjustment on it.
Oh, I guess we're gonna. Did you mark the base? Because we're gonna have to do some of that.
No, but we have to do the setup anyway. You have to tell the computer you're setting the timing, you ground a wire, and then set it at 0, and then plug it all back in.
Hopefully you know how to do that, because I did no looking.
Well.
Luckily your phone is here.
Yes, we'll do
So
that.
we'll monkey around with that for a little bit, and then I guess come back when we're setting the timing. Unless Mer does something exciting. So we've got the cap on, the wires on, stuff like that. Now we were looking for, you have to disconnect some trigger advance wire to set the timing at 0 degrees, which we were looking, all sorts of stuff. The Chevy truck stuff on the firewall, on F-bodies and all those other different places. And I just found this wire here, so it's a single pin and it's tan, so we're gonna pull it. Believe it or not, in all the videos and search I did for like Caprice, it's either carbureted stuff or the 93 and up stuff, which is different. So in theory that should be about right. We should eyeball it, distributor, I guess, a little bit, or do you think that's where it was, or are we just gonna?
It's somewhere around there. I guess we'll try.
You want to snug down the bolt a little bit?
I snugged it a bit.
So it's got some.
Some.
Well, that's pretty loose.
Yeah. Well.
And then
I'll get some more if you want.
we have the timing light. And there's a timing mark. It's ugly to see on this. And we have to set it at idle at 0 degrees. And I guess we should even it. Yeah, we should be able to do it. With that thing unplugged, we should do it even when it's idling kind of fast and all that, eh? Because it should be irrelevant. There's no vacuum advance or nothing to do anything. So.
I don't think so. I guess we'll see.
Well, we should try and set the timing as fast as we can because it only runs good for a matter of seconds.
In which case, it'll be bad.
And then it'll be bad. And then plug that wire back in and see what else we screwed up. Okay, so we had the camera kind of rolling, and I'll just kind of show you what we did. So currently, the timing advance wire is disconnected. I put a couple of degrees in it. Some people, it's arguable, 0 degrees without that thing in. I then set the idle mechanically to 750-ish RPM with the screwdriver. So now, I think we'll shut it off, and then plug that in, and then it should be good.
Plug it in.
All right, plug it in, see if it makes a difference. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the camera, but it does up in RPM a little. We'll see if we'll hear it. Remember, the people are waiting. This is terrible television.
GM wouldn't want to give you 4 inches worth of copper wire on this place.
Hey, copper's expensive in 1989. They were switching to aluminum in houses and everything. We'll just keep waiting here. I do appreciate Mer's help, even though he's extremely slow. So that will then change whatever, but the IAC is working, the TPS is working. So it has to be shut on and off, obviously.
We'll see if the check engine light is on.
Before it had check engine light on when we had that disconnected, which it is on. So we'll take that, we'll shut it off, we'll restart it. Check engine light goes off. It's running faster, you can hear it. So it jumped up to 1100, and then there you go, it's, I don't know, 900 something. Unplug that thing just for the sake of YouTube. So it'll heat up and do its thing and probably drop the RPM, but if Mur unplugs that thing, you can hear it and drop right down to 750. So, and it probably triggered the check engine light, which it did. So I think we fixed it. At least enough. I mean, it's idling longer now than it ever has. So I guess this thing's just not smart enough to do live diagnoses. It needs to be shut on and off. So we'll clean up a little bit, make sure that distributor is locked right down, but a worn out distributor to the point where it wouldn't idle but would run at RPM. Electronics that work intermittently.
It wasn't worn out, it was broken.
Well, whatever you want to call it.
Pieces, it's a magnetic field. There's nothing that would cause that thing to physically break.
Get out the projector, Murray.
Well,
explain to the good people.
When I took the distributor out and turned it upside down and pieces fell out, that usually means it's still bloody good.
Yeah. So now we can put it back together. Is that a new air filter you brought me or not? Mur brought air filters out of the stash. I tossed them in there. We can put a brand new air filter in this thing for Danny if one will fit. Put it all back together, put the wheels and tires back on, and we can go for a ride around the block. We could all fit. You want to go 3 wide?
I want the middle seat.
I thought you'd drive. Okay, we'll see if this thing will back out. Did get caught on the... Oh, God.
Oh, I was playing with that.
Installing gear.
Not bad dragging. You're dragging something now.
Is it pulling the lift though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Gotta go.
Some. You want to put it in reverse, me and Bert will just lift the bumper?
Yeah. Where do you want me to do with this?
Hold it.
How can I hold it while I'm
All you're doing is putting it in reverse. I think you can handle it.
Oh, okay. And drive?
Yeah, go. We were only lifting the car. Feel free to take your time.
I didn't know what you wanted.
Oh, you gotta keep going straight.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't tell me that part.
Keep going. You're dragging? No, we're good. Okay, crank it hard. That's good. Go up. Yep, go. Now, straighten it back out. Okay. Keep going. Okay, now crank it. There you go. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Huh?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I want ice cream. I want ice cream.
Oh man. So it's rolling?
Man, this thing rides so nice.
Yeah, the exhaust rattles just a little bit. I guess when I had it, the rear end was hanging down or something like that. The suspension's not quite in the position, so I'm sure there'll be a witness mark on something when we decide to lift it up. Look at this. This is pretty good. This is just like family vacation.
It is.
Literally in a car like this.
Mr. Griswold.
It really does it kind of at idle there. This thing isn't it just nice driving?
I'm super excited to drive this thing. Like,
We stopped at a red light or a stop sign, didn't die. Oh, you do pretty good work, Mur.
is this
Work very
kilometers
slow,
or
but
miles?
don't charge very much.
The outside one is kilometers and it's miles on the center. Okay. Whoops. This is super uncomfortable to be in the middle, I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
The
this
car
is
rides
what you
nice.
wanted.
Actually, those shocks made a big difference. It was really really floaty down
yeah.
the road before, and now it's less floaty. Where do you want to go? Like Grand Forks or something?
Yeah, better go home.
Just go straight.
I thought we were just gonna do like a little lap. I need to adjust my my mirror. There we go.
Just go up and like turn the school and make a box that way or something.
Sure.
This is pretty exciting stuff.
Well, I do the right mirror from over here? Yeah.
Remote mirrors. Here you go.
That's
Pay
pretty
attention
cool.
here.
Well, I'm just...
To the traffic, it's fine. It's not like there's other people on the
There
road
isn't
today.
other people on the road today. It's all mine.
I think this is going to be a thumbnail just like this.
That is pretty good.
Well, Merge, you feel like you're 24 all over again and you're just working at the dealership?
Yeah, here we go. Just got to deliver this 1989 Chevrolet.
It's crazy that this was the year I was born.
Yeah, this thing is mild out.
Like...
Wow,
That's
this
so
thing is
fun.
scary. I love it.
This is great.
So next we got to do...
Air conditioning?
We're just going to hook up
Remote
air conditioning
start?
tomorrow, right? We got to get air conditioning, a couple of cans. We might have a remote start we can make work, or just buy it. Must on Amazon or something. Just sell a generic one.
Yeah.
Being fuel injected, and then what else was I going to do? Oh, polish it, obviously. But I was thinking about maybe get like a paintless dent guy to come out and get all the little dings, since there's like door dings in it.
Well, I've been watching the movies on it, this dent thing.
The movies? We call them YouTube videos.
The movies.
We've seen them in the pictures.
Oh, and then moving pictures.
Did you know they're in color now?
So yeah, if we can get the paintless dent, polish it to the nth of its life, and then maybe just paint the hood.
Yeah.
You know, somebody would have told me 8 years ago, you know what, Danielle, one day you're going to be driving 3 wide with your boyfriend and your father-in-law
In an 89 Caprice.
in an 89 Caprice. I would have said,
But you know what? If someone asked Murr that about me, it probably would have happened. This is what we're doing. Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
89's a little new, but
Well, this is like the newest car I've ever really worked on here. It's very... It's either new stuff at work or old stuff. This is like the most modern old thing I've ever had.
I love it.
OBD1, pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a real pain. The trick is just to change the distributor, which I can't believe. So,
Well, do 900 things, fault tracing and screw around and process of elimination, but still.
I love this stuff though. So I was yesterday or 2 days ago. Murr came over while I was at work. It worked for like 3 hours by himself because it was driving him crazy. So the trick is to get problems that your old man wants to figure out. And she's just driving this thing like nothing.
Oh, I know.
So the radio doesn't work. We got to get on that. Got to get on that, Murr.
The radio. Yeah.
So I googled it a little bit, and there's like some little wire that just becomes unsoldered or something.
Yeah.
So you can take care of that, and then AC. I think that's kind of all this thing needs. A good pressure washing.
Got to be some kind of little OBD or single stage, single DIN radio to put in there with a Bluetooth.
no, we're keeping this
This thing
as
has
is.
ERS,
This thing
extended
needs-
range sound system. You know what they sell now? Remember how you could buy, you'd put the cassette in and then hook it up to your whatever with a dongle thing. Well, now they have them. A dongle hangs out that's Bluetooth, so you can Bluetooth hook up to a cassette.
Wow.
And now when you're sailing, Murr does sailing most Saturdays, garage sailing, and if you see cassette tapes,
Yeah.
Cassette tapes.
I
buy
like
'em.
the Temptations and the Four Tops,
Yeah, we should
Four
go-
Seasons.
Just go down the lane and park her in the deal. But yeah, man, this thing ran good. I mean, and the
This
thing
ride's
is,
nice now, eh?
yeah, well, it's already. I mean, the whole car's been pressure tested because it drove
Yeah.
450 miles home, 2-footing it at the stoplights, and now that the fact that it idles on its own means it's ready for California.
Heck yeah.
Take this, go see Newbern. It seems like the rattle stopped maybe.
Yeah.
It just fixed itself. I'll have to give something a little twist and a smack with a hammer, or
Where am I parking this thing?
just pull it into the driveway.
All right.
I think that's really it for now. Maybe we'll work on the air conditioning or something tomorrow, Emer. After you take me out for breakfast?
After Murph feeds us breakfast.
After Eggs Benedict, air conditioning, is that the deal?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Man, we get our car fixed and breakfast? I love it here.
All right, don't hit the Cobra or the garage. Not Cobra and garage. Well, that's the garage.
No, I wasn't even
Yeah, you're good.
close.
Pull right in here. Man, look at that. Hold it just to, okay, stop in gear. So now it's not rattling. It's good, put it in park. Give it a few revs. Revs. All right, barely hear this thing. All right, let's go have some supper. It's been a hot day. Ooh, gonna be a pretty good day. Well, I'm at my air conditioning guy's place. Merce, we just came for breakfast, and then I convinced him into charging up the AC. So I went and bought some cans, 12A. I think it's propane. And we're gonna see if we can charge up the AC on this hot rod. And then I think after that we'll do a little detail, and that'll be the day. Runs and drives, just take it in for a rubber stamp, and it's like road ready. But we need the air conditioning. It's gonna be warm today. Wow, an old film container. Remember when everything was in film containers?
Yeah.
Wow, I bet if you showed that to a kid, they have no idea what it was. So we'll get set up on this and see, well, see how bad it leaks first. Hopefully it's good. Well, unfortunately, we may have hit a roadblock. We're hooked up the vacuum pump, and we sucked it up, but then the vacuum has gone back down to 0. So there's a leak in the system, some way, somehow. So we might screw around for a little bit there, but not quite the easy put a couple cans of stuff in I was hoping for. But, well, we can't win them all, I guess. So we'll have to source that out at some point, but mess around for a little bit and see where we end up. Well, we're gonna gamble here. The little valve in there was kind of unhappy. Took it apart, cleaned it, and you know, ran some soapy water on it. Doesn't look like it's leaking too bad. We vacuumed it in a held vacuum. We kind of put pressure in it. It seemed to hold pressure, but I don't know. I got the cans. We're gonna try it out and just, well, we'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work, and we're in the exact same position we're in, and I just wasted 50 bucks. Right, Mark?
It's only money,
It's only
and
money.
it's not mine.
Hey, that's the best kind. All right, Bill Nye MERS to work, but the clutch is cycling, and it's sucking in refrigerant, so we'll just keep playing with this, and maybe we'll have a little air conditioning. Not there yet. So MERS just tested her there, but feels cold. It's, whatever that is,
10 Celsius.
10 Celsius. So the trick will be if it still has air conditioning tomorrow now. So we put in 2 cans of this R12A and 1 can of the little sealant goo. So I don't know. I've never had anything with air conditioning. It's quite the concept. Well, we're back from MERS. Don't mind the pool we took down. And the plan is, air conditioning's currently still working. It's been about an hour. We're gonna gunk it and let that sit, then hose all that off. Then I want to jack it up, and we're gonna put it up on stands, I think, probably. Clean all the wheel well areas, frame sections on the outside really well, let that dry, oil it up so it looks all nice, and then I think that's kind of it for a little bit. Like I said, I got an appointment next week for a proper inspection, get proper tags in this thing, and then fix the radio and drive it. What a fun time. So anyways, man, the old gunker, this thing, honestly, I bet just a little bit of water will make a big difference. Doesn't have a whole lot of grease, but while we're at it, we'll have to let it rip. So I'm gonna put this on, we'll let it kind of sit for a bit, then we'll run it as I hose it all off. We're not gonna go crazy, but why not? Make it look good as new under here, right? Probably screw up all the electronics. Everything that works won't work. Spray it, sit it, hose it off. So I sprayed the degreaser. I was kind of hitting the hot spots with the scrub brush here and a little Dawn dish soap. So we'll kind of do this. I jacked it up. I think I'm just gonna do front then back. I hate working on that part of the concrete, it's so broken up. So we'll jack it up, screw around, hose it all down, then we can let it dry, and then oil it, switch, and then we'll wash the outside of the car. And we're down this hot rod until Danny curbs it and blows out some tires. And, well, you know, Queen D's it, I guess is the word for it. This thing should go pretty shiny. So is it off. Oh! And hot water from the house. That's the ticket.
Make it sexy. Flip your hair a bit.
It's as sexy as it gets.
I'm gonna pick up so many old men in this car.
That you will. A few of them won't be watching right now.
Hello, pensioners.
So, this thing shined up really, really, really nice. You can give it a little engine dressing or something like that, but it should be fine. And then, this is the wheel well I haven't touched. You can kind of see there's, you know, some junk in there, all packed up in there and whatnot. And, you know, it's just kind of grimy. Did the other side. And just scrub brush, you know, a little soap, nothing too crazy. But it is like perfect. So we'll hose that down with a bunch of oil. It'll last forever. I also started doing it in the door jambs because I'm a weirdo now. But all in there is just, look at that, still shiny and perfect. So we get the other side done. We'll kind of wash the outside of the car. The front of the car needs a bit of a scrub for all the bugs. Spin it around, back it in once more. And then we did get a little the marker light for the other side, so if we can make that work. Do a light check. And that's it for this hot rod. Okay, spun her around. We're letting her idle. I don't know what the exhaust was banging on. It looks fine. Obviously made a noise there yesterday in the test drive. But this is the mud I'm talking about. Like, look at this. Hang on, look at the hose. But it's just packed everywhere. Now, obviously, if this was salt, we'd have an issue. Like, look at that. We're gonna get all in those crevices, all in the lip around here, all these holes in the frame. Getting there, look at all this stuff on top. All that. Blow all this junk out until the water runs clear. And we should be good. Now these things are famous, well I believe anyways, from rusting like this section of the frame rail out. So that's what I'm really concerned about. So get it really, really good. Blow it all out. Blast it full of oil. Change the turn signal. Finish washing the car. We only did the front half. This thing's cream puff. New day. The old hot rod's in the garage. So I had ordered a new lens because the other one was smashed. I did zero checking before I bought the lens. It turns out everything behind it is smashed. So this didn't really go in. There's no connector. There's all sorts of issues. We went out and got some light bulbs. They didn't have 194s, they had 194 NAs, which are the ambers, so I changed both so they match. Anyway, there's no real way to mount this. Currently, it can get in here, but everything is where it attaches is all smashed away. There's no bits to glue. The whole headlight thing is smashed. Unfortunately, it's gonna need a little bit of love. But we got it all tested and working. So the plan is just a little bit of hot glue. You know, just a dab will do you. So we'll go across the bottom here, across the back here. Arts and crafts with DD Speed Shop. Now the other one, whoops, I went a little crazy there. The other one was literally just jammed in there and it didn't fall out, so I feel like this will be fine. Whoops. Oh god. I missed twice there. So if you just kind of smooth it in there with your fingers, you can hardly even tell. We'll just fill in this void here. That's pretty good. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. And then here, we're just gonna let her flow in there. We'll let that harden up. And really, if you ever want to change this light, all you gotta do is probably just like leave it out in the sun again, and it'll like melt and fall off. You know what I mean? So I gotta find a surround. Should hassle. The other thing is Danny's she's actually getting her car painted, lettered up. It's right behind you. Oh, but you can't see it because that video's coming out tomorrow. Unless you want to spoil a surprise. But we're gonna get Buddy Joe there to letter up this thing a little bit. We came up with a good name for it, so we'll do that. And then I think this thing is done. Well, it sounds like a trailer guy's here to take away all the garbage from the backyard. Man, everything's just happening today. So we'll let this set up. We'll be back when the car's all done. Okay, so the hot glue has hot glued. So this is like classic old man fix. I went a little heavy on it, but did we show the lights in this? I don't remember. But whatever, the signals work. That's all that matters. For the man signing the papers. Is it working?
Yeah.
Man. And then Joe was here, traveling sign painters. Did a bunch of stuff on Danny's car. Well, you probably got to hide that because this video's coming out tomorrow on your car. So we named the old hot rod Gramps. I love it. And then he's got to come back. He ran out of time, but we're gonna just do a little DD speed shop in the back window or something like that. And this thing's ready to go. The AC still works 24 hours later. Runs and drives like a dream. So like I said, we're gonna take it in for the inspection, get a set of tags on it, and then you'll probably never see this thing again. Just be in the background of all the shots. I don't know what else we could possibly do to it. Originally I had the ideas of like LS swap and all that, but now it's I think it's just gonna be Danny's hot rod. It's just gonna drive to work every day. So somehow I don't know what happened there, but I bought a car and it's hers. So right now that's what's happening in the shop. This is over here, Danny's car. We moved the Nova in the other garage, Danny's car. When do I have time for my cars? Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe below, leave a comment, all those good things. And if you want to see more of this thing, make sure you let me know. I don't know what the heck we can do to it because it's a bone stock car. People give me a lot of attitude for calling it a hot rod. It's my hot rod though. We'll see you in the next one.